Hey Tech Army, what's up? Welcome back to another amazing episode of Tech Timing. So guys, in this amazing episode, we're going to discuss 5 reasons why the Intel 13th generation Raptor Lake might be better than the AMD Ryzen 7000. Are you guys excited? Let's get started. So keep up with me to the end, comment right below this video, subscribe if you still haven't, and turn on the post notification for more videos. Intel 13th generation Raptor Lake might be a problem for AMD Ryzen 7000 this winter. Number 1. Intel supports both DDR4 and DDR5, while AMD favors the latest in the market. Only AMD announced the upcoming AM5 socket and all motherboards and processors based on it to support DDR5 memory only. DDR5 memory is quite costly today, and locking support only to the next generation of system memory standards will cost AMD Ryzen its loyal customers. The community has already resented the move. Intel, on the other hand, has baked in support for both DDR4 and DDR5 memory with its 12th generation Alder Lake core, and will continue to do so with the 13th generation Raptor Lake core processors as well. Thus, a chunk of potential customers might be drawn towards the 13th generation Raptor Lake once they launch this year. Number 2, Intel Raptor Lake has budget 6-core and low power offerings, while AMD doesn't. Ryzen 7000 lineup is also a massive disappointment for budget gamers. The current Zen 4 lineup consists of 4 CPUs with offerings starting from $300. The lineup has no budget-oriented quad-core CPU that can be targeted at entry-level 1080p gamers. With the Ryzen 5000 lineup, AMD did not introduce any budget quad-core Ryzen 3 chip. Some budget 6-core offerings like the Ryzen 5 5600 and the Ryzen 5 5500 were introduced in spring 2022, almost a year and a half after Ryzen 5000 initially launched. Following AMD's launch trends, it's inevitable that no budget chip will be launched until late 2023 or early 2024. Intel, on the other hand, has carefully pushed out budget chips with each generation. The Core i3-12100, which was introduced in January, promises an excellent value for $97 price tag. It can easily beat $200 Ryzen 5 3600 CPUs. With the launch of the 13th generation Raptor Lake, Intel might reapply its winning formula to capture the budget market yet again. Number 3, Raptor Lake core has comparatively better single-core and multi-core performance metrics. Leaked information about the performance metrics of the upcoming chips showcases that Intel 13th generation Raptor Lake will be faster than the Ryzen 7000. The Ryzen 9 7950X struggled to keep up with the upcoming Core i9 13900K, even with some fancy cooling measures. The Core i9 13900K comfortably hits the 40,000 mark in Cinebench R23 when unlocked. In comparison, the Zen 4-based Ryzen 9 7950X only manages to hit about 38,984 in the same test. The single-core performance metrics of the Core i9 are better than that of the Ryzen as well. Number 4, Intel will have more options for motherboards and memory modules to choose from. The Intel 13th generation Raptor Lake lineup will be based on the same LGA 1700 socket as Alder Lake. Thus, users can either pick the 600 series or the upcoming 700 series of motherboards for their 13th generation processors. The 13th gen Raptor Lake lineup will also support both DDR4 and DDR5 memory lineups, as rumors suggest. Thus, users will also get plenty of choices while shopping for memory sticks. However, the Ryzen 7000 lineup is restricted to DDR5 memory only. Also, based on an entirely new platform, the Ryzen chips will have far fewer motherboard options to choose from. These factors could work against the mass adoption of the upcoming Team Red chips. Number 5, Intel's processors are more power efficient than the Ryzen 7000 lineup. The upcoming Ryzen 7000 CPUs are rated at 105 watts and above. These chips are clocked high. Each Ryzen 7000 chip consistently hits the 5 GHz mark. This results in the heightened power consumption of each processor. Meanwhile, Intel has kept power consumption as normal with the 13th generation Raptor Lake processors. The mid-range Core i5 13600K CPU will be rated at 65 watts. Even the Core i9 has a 65-watt 13900 and a 35-watt 13900T variant. However, it's worth noting that the Intel processors boost much higher under a load to a frequency Intel refers to as a turbo clock. The power draw radically jumps up to twice the rated base TDP under turbo speeds. Thus, the advertised power consumption can be a bit misleading. So guys, that's all for today's video. Share as much as you can, as it really motivates us to create more content for you guys. With that, we end our video. Hope you liked the video.